Former NSA M.K. Narayanan throws the ball in US's court for WikiLeaks. Report says he's only interested in information and extradition of Headley. 5 persons drowned while taking bath in Kaveri River in Karur districts. 2 children injured during the film shooting are battling their lives. Police register a case against the driver. After having suffered humiliation in Tamil Nadu Assembly polls, DMK's fortunes will be put to litmus test during the next month's local body elections. Lord Ganesha's devotees bid him farewell, tight security for the immersion of Lord Ganesha. Meeting multiple disabilities, here's the story of an entrepreneur who stands up for social and environmental causes. Hello and welcome to Late Night News. I'm Minal Shah. Let's take a look at the national headlines. The defense establishment is blocking justice in some high-profile cases of human rights violations, says Omar Abdullah to NDTV, blaming the army. Prakash Karat refuses to comment on the WikiLeaks embarrassments in Delhi, Bengal and Kerala and calls for the cables. Cracks in Anna Hazare's team deepen. Kiran Bedi tells NDTV Swami Agnivesh was almost like a mole in the group. The CBI begins investigations into the Shehla Masood murder case. They visit the RTI activist's office in Bhopal. In UP, after a girl sets herself on fire after allegedly being molested and assaulted, the culprit, a BSP leader, has been booked only for assault. Former champions Serena Williams and Roger Federer advanced to the 4th round of the US Open. Former NSA M.K. Narayanan reacts to the latest WikiLeaks cable on Headley's extradition. He was here in Chennai and spoke on the WikiLeaks cables. He clarified, saying that he's only interested in David Headley's information and David Headley's extradition. And he said that that he can't comment on the communication between officials.
How can I comment on what a communication is made by a US official to his government? What that's between them. Why don't you ask the American ambassador?
So we'll try and do that, sir. But then, what about? Is it true? I mean, is there a possibility of the fact that it was political posturing at the end, and that India was not really serious actually about getting David Headley back to India, or about
I think you should, this whole question you should address to Americans. So you can't ask this question because quite clearly, as far as we are concerned, we are interested in David Headley's information and we are interested in David Headley's extradition.
So you do
but
say
the cable mentions that you have said that it's just a political posturing for the people of India, but you were not serious on bringing Headley back here.
I mean, I can't believe, or nor does anybody believe that is a possibility. But anyway, as I said, you should ask him what made them right. Okay.
But do you believe that the cables are true, or do you think that you have been misquoted somewhere?
All the time, you address the cable. You ask the question. Why don't you talk to the Americans? They are the ones. I mean, they are writing what they like. So
you do mean.
Now, this morning, 6 people were injured, 3 of them seriously, when a car was driven through a crowd watching film shooting in Guindy Industrial Estate. NDTV's probe revealed that the film crew had violated the agreement with the Chennai police and commenced the film shooting in advance. As the news spread about the shoot, a huge crowd gathered at the location that led to the mishap. While the victims are undergoing treatment at private hospitals, police say the film crew will be held responsible for the incident. Our crime correspondent Salim reports.
It was a terrible nightmare for the Bihari family residing in Chennai. Their 6-year-old Anish and 8-year-old Priya are fighting for life at the intensive care unit in a private hospital in Guindy. Their zeal to watch a film shooting starring Arun Vijay has brought them to the ICU. Sources say the film unit had obtained permission from the police to shoot at the location only after 10 p.m. but the shooting started 3 hours in advance.
Permission வந்து 10:30 மணிக்கு மேல கொடுத்திருக்காங்க ஸ்டேஷன்ல. இவங்க வந்து முன்னட்டவன்ஸா வந்து 8:30 மணிக்கு அந்த ஷூட்டிங் எடுத்துருக்காங்க. எடுக்கும்போது வந்து கார் வந்து வேகமா வந்து ஒரு மரத்துல மோதுற மாதிரி அந்த சீன். ஆனா வந்து 2 தடவை 3 தடவை ட்ரைல் பார்த்தாங்க. ட்ரைல் பார்த்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கும்போது 4ஆவதோட ட்ரைல் பார்க்கும்போது கூட்டத்தில் விட்டாங்க. கூட்டத்தில் விட்டு 4 பேர், இவருடைய பேரன் பேத்தி 2 பேர், மருமையன், ஒரு சொந்தக்கார பையன், 4 பேர் அடிபட்டு, அதில் 2 பேர் அடிபட்டு, ஒருத்தர் வந்து மேட்டில் இருக்கார், ஒருத்தர் வந்து ராயப்பேட்டில் இருக்காங்க, ஒரு லேடி. இதில் வந்து 4 பேர் இங்கே கொண்டாந்து நாங்கள் சேர்த்து அதில் வந்து ஒரு பையனுக்கு நல்லா இருக்குது, 3 பேர் ஐஸ்வாலில் தான் இருக்காங்க. ஒரு பையன்லாம் ரொம்ப அன்கண்டிஷனில் இருக்காப்புல.
It was something like out of a film. There were dozens of people gathered at the location and literally people were knocked down like skittles, unfortunately. Police have arrested the car driver on charges of rash driving and negligence. Sources say the production manager will be booked for violating the agreement and abetting the offence. When contacted, however, producers refused to comment.
The investigating officers say they are busy with the bandobast for Vinayak Chaturthi festival and that the culprits will be brought to book once the processions are over. In Chennai, Salim for NDTV Hindu.
Well, moving on to news from the districts. In a tragic incident, 5 persons drowned while bathing in river Kaveri. Of these, 4 were children and 1 woman. The incident occurred in Sivandipalayam village in Karur district. As you can see there, the place where the 5 persons drowned, the villagers had gathered there after they heard of this incident, and huge the bodies recovering from the Kaveri river there. Moving on, DMK looking forward to civic polls for staging a comeback after having suffered humiliation in Tamil Nadu assembly polls. DMK's fortunes will be put to litmus test in the form of next month's local body polls, as political parties have set the ball rolling to face the electoral challenge. Low on morale following the arrest of former ministers and others in connection with land grab complaints, some of them grassroots workers, DMK has complained that vindictive action was being taken against the accused to intimidate its workers ahead of the polls. After Vinayak Chaturthi's celebration comes the time for immersion of Lord Ganesha. This procession, where thousands of devotees are gathered at Marina and Besnagar Beach. The police commissioner of Greater Chennai spoke to NDTV Hindu about the procession and the security arrangements.
Absolutely no untoward incident anywhere. We had about 1,341 idols immersed at 3 different points. Mainly it was here in Patinapakam, Nelankarai and Fishing Harbour. And one good news to share, apart from the fact that there is no untoward incident anywhere, there has not been any drowning in the sea during the process of immersion, and about 10,000 policemen and officers, they were on the job. I congratulate my team for the excellent job they have done.
Well, when we come back after the break, we tell you the truth behind beedi manufacturing units. Stay with us.